Happy Sunday. I finished the first book in the inheritance cycle. Finished Eragon. So let's talk about it. This book took me a while to get into, but once I got into it, I was enjoying it so much. Eragon is a dummy. First and foremost, he is a dummy. But I love him for that. I think he's dumb just because he's, a 16-year-old boy and has not really seen the world and experienced anything. But he is so funny to just read all the things and the stupid decisions that he makes. I also think that Eragon I think he is too morally good for this book and the things that are happening. And I think that that's going to be to the detriment of his character going forward. I noticed this when Murtagh, I think I'm saying his name right, killed the group of slavers, and he was really upset about that, and it's said that that was not a good thing to do. And I think that that just kind of showed that he had too much of a moral code that's going to get him into trouble later on and kind of come back to bite him. And then moving away from Eragon, we have Saphira. And Saphira is incredible. I love her. I love Saphira. She is a wonderful dragon. And the relationship that she has with Eragon is adorable. They really are a ride or die kind of best friend situation. And it's fascinating to see the way that they connect with one another. They have such an incredibly deep relationship, and it's so beautiful to see how much they understand one another and the way that they connect, the way that their magic works together and the way that they flow with one another is so interesting to watch unfold. And the way that Eragon kind of develops throughout the entire book with Saphira, and even to see Saphira grow and learn, is also just a fascinating concept and beautiful to see. I think Christopher does a really good job explaining all of that. He really sets a beautiful world up. And then, of course, we have Brom, who is our teacher. He's our old man. And I've seen the movie. I knew he was going to die. But it still was heart-wrenching to read. And it happened quicker than I had anticipated. And, when it happened, that was the reveal of him being a dragon rider. So it was very, very sudden, all of that information coming out quickly. But you love Brom. He's very, it's a father figure, and he's very tough on Eragon, and he teaches you all these things. And I think that he gives you this great wisdom that you couldn't have asked for and couldn't have gotten anywhere else. And I think this is a testament to Eragon just being dumb, that he doesn't pick up on the fact that Brom was a dragon rider. He just kind of is like, oh, this old man just knows all this stuff about dragon riders. But I mean, you can't just like, you can't not love Brom, and then you lose him, and it's depressing. And then you've got and Murtagh and Eragon. Their dynamic is great. They're just BFFs, and seeing them interact is also so much fun because they just kind of, they get along so well and they develop such a good relationship, and then they butt heads at some point, just like best friends would do. And they have just a healthy, or like a good relationship. And it's really nice to see that kind of develop and have Eragon have somebody that he can kind of lean on and support himself. And then you get to the Varden, and everybody's kind of mean in the Varden. Nobody is like telling anybody the truth. It's all like corrupt politics that are, hiding behind the fact that they're not, hey, we're not as bad as the king. But there are also definitely some corrupt politicians, essentially. And you've also, of course, got the twins that have definitely let in, like, the Urgles. So that's going to be interesting to see where that takes us. And Saphira can now breathe fire by the end of this book. And Eragon's magic is getting stronger. And so overall, it's just like a wonderful story of character development. You see these characters grow. You really do fall in love with these characters as they go on this epic journey. And to me, it reminded me at times of Lord of the Rings, but with a dragon, because you are going on this epic journey. You're going back and forth across Algasia. You're just kind of following them. You're reading about them just traveling. And that's fine, but I felt very reminiscent of that at times. But I did love it. I loved seeing the different characters and the way that they developed, and of course, getting to see a dragon and learning about this magic system and this new world that I'm sure is going to broaden and develop, because we haven't seen the elves and the full expanse of that magic system. And obviously Eragon has a lot more to learn in these coming books. So I am very excited to read the rest of this series and see what else is in store for our characters. That is Eragon.